All right, so I think we'll get rolling here. It's right at 10 now. So I wanted to thank everybody for joining us this morning for this week's Long Coffee Break. My name is Jordan Weiss. I'm a sales engineer here at Long. Today I wanted to discuss with you all the Daikin Applied Delivered Controls platform. We have joining us today Jared Swanson from Daikin Applied. He's going to be discussing with you just the product and what we have going on. So I'll shoot this over to Jared and let him take control here. Here you go.
Hey, thanks, Jordan. Thank you, everybody, for taking the time out for this long coffee break. Really appreciate your time. And I'm glad to talk about our intelligent systems, which is our package control system from Daikin Applied. So essentially, it's our small to mid-complex building automation system that we've pre-programmed with all of our unit equipment. So it's one of our solutions in our controls group that we've had around for about 10 years already. So a little about me, I'm our product manager for intelligent systems. I've been on the team for about 8 years now. And it's been a good run so far, doing lots of different projects. So what I really like to talk about is the controls, our system manager. That's our front end here on the left side. That's the brains of the operation. So it's just like a building automation system where all your equipment is wired into a main front end. And this is where we've done all the work, all the factory programming, taking in the knowledge of factory workers, taking in the knowledge of our product development team, product management, end users, and pre-program this system manager to work very well with our high performance equipment, making your a high performance building. So whether you have a Rebel rooftop unit, which is one of the highest efficiency units out there on the market, tied into our VAVs to get good diverse control, well, we're actually looking at the damper control of all the VAVs, and we can ramp up and down the compressor speeds, the fan speeds of the rooftop unit. So not only do you get the great efficiency already for the equipment, but now we're bringing it into a whole building and getting a system high performance, high efficiency there. And that's the same thing with our water source heat pumps, our smart source water source heat pumps, our infinity water source heat pumps. We can really tie those into our loop water manager controller. Make sure that your water system's really working well with towers, with boilers, tied into your water source heat pumps. Chillers, same thing. We've done very well lately with our chillers, air-cooled chillers, water-cooled chillers. The Trailblazer is one thing that we like to sequence those chillers. So we do have a lot of flexibility with our control system in intelligent systems as well. It's not just a package solution that only fits one need, but we have a lot of flexibility that we can really do with this. And the big thing is we are able to do that because we're a one-stop shop. We are the manufacturer of the equipment, we are the manufacturer of the unit controllers, the equipment controllers, and we're the manufacturer of the building controller too. So we've designed everything to work well together as a whole system to get that high performance buildings. And it's not just efficiency, obviously a big thing nowadays is indoor air quality as well. We can look at different zones on our VAVs to open up the outside air damper of our rooftop units. So it's really getting that full building system working for you at the ease of your fingertips. Now, we're trying to design this to make it very user-friendly, where you don't have to be an intelligent systems expert to navigate through. You don't have to be a controls expert, because we've already done all that work for you behind the scenes. So day one, when you install this, it's ready to go. And so day one, like I mentioned, we're even trying to lead you and guide you of what you need to do for commissioning or for operations as well. So one of my favorite things about our system is our home page because it is user-friendly. So on the commissioning side, we have an alarm button here. So if you're starting up equipment, getting it rolling, well, maybe you have an alarm coming from a rooftop. Maybe it was a little cold outside, that outside air damper was stuck. Well, we're going to flash that alarm and you can select it, and it's going to give you that user-friendly message that the outside air damper of your Rebel unit is stuck. You might want to go take a look at it. But it's not just on this screen too. We have remote access, so we can actually email those messages out, text those messages out, so you can be the first one to know. The other part I like to look at during the commissioning time is this middle gauge here, our network gauge, and that's for communication status. I've talked about how we're pre-programmed, ready to go. Well, since this is ordered with all the equipment, we know exactly what you have on site. We know that you have a 7-ton Rebel rooftop unit, a 12-ton Rebel, and 18 VAVs, whether they're single duct or with electric heat or series fans with hot water. We know exactly what you have because we're that one-stop shop. And what this network gauge is going to do, it's going to tell you, hey, I got at 90%, I'm down 2 devices. Maybe it's VAV 17 and VAV 18 have not been powered up yet. So you can really take a look, walk over there, and hey, oh, yep, these just need to be powered up. It's okay that we don't have communication right now, because once they are powered up, we'll be ready to go. So even if you don't know all the equipment that was on there, we do from our standpoint, because everything was ordered together. Now, on the operations standpoint, we try to make it user-friendly as well. So we don't want you to have to dive deep into to make set point changes or just to see how well your system's running. We're going to guide you right here from this front page. So the combination I like to use is our comfort gauge here, which we look at all the zone level, whether it's VAVs or fan coils or wire source heat pumps. We look at the space temperature and compare it to the set point to determine how well that particular zone is running. And we're going to give you a good grade on how each zone is doing. So if you have 20 zones and 18 of them are within set point, you're going to be at 90% comfort status right there. And when I talk about tying into with this thermostat gauge that we have, the average zone temperature, well, you want to make sure that, hey, 72 degrees, yeah, that sounds about right. Everybody should be comfortable, and you're good to go. You take one look at it, and you don't have to spend a lot of time with our system to make sure it's running appropriately, controlling the building, getting the efficiency, getting that good control. When you do want to get good control and make set point changes, we have these quick links to our device types. And that's where you can deep dive into every menu structure, into make the set point changes. But this is pre-built for you from the factory. So rather than having a controls expert setting up this user interface for you, we've already done this at the factory with our product development team, our technical response team, end users. We've had years of a lot of years of knowledge and coming back to, hey, how should we set this up to make it as user friendly as possible? So if you do need to make a set point change, it's really easy. You go to the set point tab right here, change the occupied heating set point up a little bit now that it's winter time. So it really makes it very, very simple. And again, we're able to do this is because we are that one-stop shop. We are the manufacturer of equipment controllers, and building automation systems. So we package everything, make it really user-friendly. And we don't just pre-program our building automation system, the system manager, but we also pre-program and pre-address many unit controllers as well. So you don't have to go out and have a unique, or have a technician uniquely address everything. We've done that from the factory as well. So we're really trying to limit the time on the commissioning side. And a big thing is the optimization of the backnet communications. There's actually hundreds of data points per unit controller. So if you really want to have a nice optimized communication for that. You want to read your space temperatures very high, your discharge air temperatures high, but other items like PID control, you don't need to read those at high levels. You can do that once a day, because those are really not going to change. So we give you all those hundreds of data points and we optimize it for you. We don't hold back any data points with intelligent systems in our unit controllers. But yeah, this is the work that's all done in the factory that a controls expert or an intelligent system expert does not have to do in the field. So as you can see, we have the photorealistic images for each device type, because not only do we know it was ordered, but we look at the BACnet data points, the configuration data points, so we know exactly what type of rooftop you have, whether it's a 7-ton Rebel, maybe you have a MAV1 unit, some VAVs, a smart source unit. We know exactly what you have, not by how just it was ordered, but reading the data from the equipment controllers as well. So we have all these templates, these property pages already set up for you for day one. But what we also have is this equipment summary list on the left-hand side. So if you do want to get a good snapshot of how each device type is running, so you can select on your VAVs and see all your VAVs in your list. So all 20, let's say on one job in a list, look at the location. All right, that's Jordan's office right here, and take a look. Space temp 72, set point 73. Yeah, he's in range there, and it's in heating mode, so he should be warming up pretty quick. So it gives a really good snapshot of the equipment type, whether it's fan coils, chillers, VAVs. Really user-friendly to navigate through here. Some other features I'd like to talk about that, again, are pre-programmed, ready to go, are our trending page here. We have hundreds of data points that you can trend, but a lot of them you don't really want to. PID control, not something that you really want to control. So we have it set up and optimized for your specific needs and for that equipment. So we're talking about space temperatures, discharge air temperatures, so you can really compare it versus set points. One thing I really like to do is show how well Rebels really control with both humidity and space temperature. You can really prove to owners and end users, hey, this Rebel, the high efficiency, bringing the good indoor air quality, it's also keeping the nice comfort as well. So you can trend any data point you want, but we're really make it easy with a couple drop-down boxes to select your specific equipment, Rebel, VAV, and the data points that you want. Another one is our schedule. We have 7-day schedules, really easy to set up. You can have as many schedules as you want. Here, blue means occupied. Grab these end bars and you can just drag them to exactly the time period you're looking for. We do midnight crossover. You can also have multiple occupancy periods during the day. There are holiday schedules as well, and those will supersede the normal schedule. And you can see how many devices are on that schedule. And you can actually add devices really quickly with this. You probably can't really see it with this little device tab here. You go there and assign all your VAVs to a certain schedule or break it up. So at Daikin, we take comfort serious, we take efficiency serious, indoor air quality serious, but we also take security really serious. We want to make sure the system is secured. So we have 5 different levels of security, ranging from guest access, which is read-only and very limited data, all the way up to commission access, which allows BACnet points to be written to any data point the controller allows. But it's really your commissioning and your technicians are going to be logging in at that level to make the necessary changes. We also have an owner level security login as well, where you can change set points, change your schedules. It's more of a user operation friendly level. So a lot of good different features here. Lastly, I'd like to talk about is this balancing calculator. This really helps out with the commissioning side. With VAVs and rooftops, you want to make sure you're getting the proper flow. So this balancing calculator makes it really simple to change your coefficients to get the make sure that the controllers are having the exact flow going through. So I've talked a lot about pre-programmed, factory programmed, pre-engineered, but we can also do retrofit opportunities. So maybe you have a rooftop unit that is thermostat controlled, and that controller is not BACnet compatible. Well, we have these BACnet thermostats that you can swap out, and you connect the COM wire to our system manager. So now you have a smart thermostat that's communicating with our system manager, and you can have all the control in your fingertips. And since you can have remote access to our system manager via a web browser, you have it at your fingertips through a cell phone, do anything that with browser with a browser. So you've just taken an old rooftop unit maybe and given it some smarts, given it some intelligence, and now you have that control right at your fingertips. We can also do phase builds as well. So even if we're not programmed for your specific job, right when it was ordered, if you've added more Daikin VAVs, if you've added a Rebel and a phase build, well, we know that unit controller, and once it's addressed appropriately, we automatically bring it in for you. So you don't have to go out there and say, oh, here's my Rebel, let me program this in. I wasn't ready to go. The system manager was ready to go for phase builds and retrofit opportunities as well. So a lot of different applications that we can do. But I really want to thank you guys for your time. This is a great long coffee break, and I really appreciate listening to me talk about our intelligent systems and our controls platform. Thank you.
Awesome, Jared. Appreciate that. Quick question for some of the guys that are online that aren't maybe as familiar with Daikin equipment you were using, terms like Rebel and the air-cooled chiller product line that we had. Where do you see this product like having the most success with that we've done in the past, like dedicated outside air systems, controlling that, and then also touching on the retrofit things that you mentioned. I mean, how does that work exactly? Does it have to be a BACnet capable equipment, anything like that? Can you touch on that a little bit?
Yeah, great questions. First, what we have normally seen, the kind of applications, well, we started as a delivered VAV system over 10 years ago. So, you know, our Rebels, our packaged rooftop units, and our VAVs, we were trying to get that zone diversity control. And so that was our bread and butter for a long time, and we still do a lot of those systems. But over the years, we've added, you know, fan coil control, wire source heat pump control, chiller control. So anything that's really BACnet capable, we are now can bring it into our system. So we've gone from, you know, just a delivered VAV where we focus at office buildings, and we do a lot of healthcare clinics, and it's still a big application that we see today. But we're also really seeing a lot of growth on the air-cooled chiller side, where they're looking for sequencing, where we can have a little redundancy going on. Maybe you have a building where you want to make sure it's manufacturing that you always have one unit running. So one unit goes down with alarm or maintenance, we can pop on the second one very quickly. So that's been a huge growth lately. For our retrofits, you talked about BACnet. Anything communicating with our system, it does need to be BACnet MSTP. We are pre-programmed for Daikin applied equipment, and it is open protocol. So we know a lot of our controllers, our Rebels, our VAVs, we've programmed for those. So that is your best bang for your buck, and the most value is to get our BACnet thermostats and throw that on there because we know we are compatible with those devices.
Awesome, great. Well, thanks everybody. We're going to run into our giveaways now. We've got 3 options today, and we will pick a winner. First option, we've got the Amazon gift card, $100. I'm sure everybody can use that. Second option would be my personal favorite, the Britney Spears 2021 calendar. I think there's some pictures in there of her from like '99, so for the older folks, you know, that might be good. And then the third option is going to be this portable movie projector. So I wanted to thank you guys again for taking the time today on the long coffee break. If you got any questions, you can always reach out to your long sales engineer. As always, please join us next week when Chris Visconti is going to do a presentation on Spirotherm. I appreciate you guys' time. I hope this kind of answered some questions. And again, if you have any questions, reach out to your long sales guy. Have a great rest of the week. Be safe and be nice to everybody.